YouTube is no longer a place where you only watch silly videos. On YouTube, you can watch the news, TV shows, webinars, live videos, series, you can rent movies, you can listen to music. People even learn on YouTube nowadays. Broadcast TV used to rule living rooms all over the country, but now it's sharing space with online videos. YouTube is a vast library of free knowledge and is the second largest search engine of the world, being responsible for more than 3 billion searches a month. Consumer behavior is drastically changing, and business needs to stop ignoring those stats. With YouTube ads, you can choose how much you want to spend, and you can stop at any moment. You can make your ads show up as a search result or in the middle of other YouTube videos. You can target people by their location, choosing a postal code or a city, county, state, or even by a radius. If there's a location where you don't want your ads to show up, you can also exclude them from your campaign. You can target people by the language they speak. So if you have an ad in Spanish, for example, you can target people that speak Spanish. You can target people by demographics, choosing gender, age, parental status, or household income. If most of your clients are men and you're focused on results, you can create a campaign that would only show your ads to men. Google allows you to target people based on interests, affinity, purchase behavior, and even life events. If you are a painter, for example, you can target people who have recently bought a home or people who are buying a home soon. If you sell natural pet food, you can target people with pets. You can create custom audiences based on websites people visit, apps they use, or even searches they do on Google. And then you can even combine those audiences to find more qualified customers. If you would like to target people based on the keywords they search on YouTube, you can also do that. You can show your YouTube ads based on words and also phrases related to a YouTube video. If you sell electronics and there's a specific model of equipment that people search on YouTube, you can show your ad as a search result. YouTube categorizes videos based on topics, and you can target your video ads based on specific ones. On placement is where you can choose to show your ads on certain YouTube channels, videos, video lineups, or even apps and websites. If you sell cars, for example, you can choose YouTube channels or videos based on the model of cars you sell. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope this introduction made you realize the potential that YouTube ads have for your business. And today, I'll show you how you can create your first campaign on YouTube. I need to start with a disclaimer though. Running ads is not exactly easy, but it's the most essential thing that you can do for your business, especially in our current situation. This type of campaign I'll show you how to run today works for most business because even if you don't have a website, you can still run this type of campaign. So before we start, there are two things you need to make sure. One of them, that you have a Google Ads account, of course. And the second thing, make sure your Google Ads account and your YouTube channel are linked. If you do not have a Google Ads account, you can sign up for free by going to ads.google.com, and there's a link in the description of this video showing you how to. If you do not have your Google Ads account and your YouTube channel linked, there's also a link in the description of this video showing you how to. And if you haven't set up your payment method, you can find a link in the description of this video as well with a tutorial that you can follow step by step. Now, I'm going to show you how I create campaigns on YouTube. Ready? After you have created your Google Ads account in the advanced mode, this is the screen you'll be facing when you log into ads.google.com. Here is where you manage all of your campaigns. So I would advise you to spend some time clicking on the buttons, getting familiar with this tool, because it might be overwhelming at the beginning, but you will get used to it eventually. I'll try to make this the least painful as possible, but you also need to put some effort if you really want to learn. To explain you how you can design your campaigns in a simple way, I would say that your campaigns need to be aligned with your sales process. And what do I mean by that? How many times a new customer normally visits your store before buying from you? And if it takes 2 or 3 visits, think about what you do on each one of those visits. If in the first visit, for example, you show a catalog of products, that's how your first ad should be. you should show your main products and finish telling them to visit your store or your website to see more. And if your client needs to come back and take another look, the goal of your next ad is to break objections. You show a video testimonial of a happy customer saying how great your product is, you give them helpful tips on how to take care of it, or you talk about the benefits it has. And then you tell them to call you to get a quote. Your final ad should have one clear instruction, like buy now, shop now, and you can hit them with a discount, or you can just list more benefits. So for this video, I have come up with my own business, and I'm calling Lucas Brazilian Food Stand. Let's take a look at it. If you would like me to create a video showing how I create my ads, please post it in the comments. Not bad, right? So we're going to start by clicking on new campaign or in this plus sign. And here I see all these options that Google gives me. This is basically Google helping you navigate through this. I will explain and show you how to create the other types of campaigns, but for today's video, I'll choose product and brand consideration. I'll click on video and then influence consideration. When I finish creating this campaign, you will understand why I'm choosing this as an objective. So the first thing you need to do is set your campaign name. So go ahead and choose something that makes sense for you. I have my own pattern, but you can name however you like it. On bid strategy, you will notice that the only available option is maximum CPV. Maximum CPV means maximum cost per view. This campaign will allow you to choose how much you're willing to pay for each view. A view is only counted when someone watches at least 30 seconds of your video or less if your video is shorter. And now for the budget, we're gonna set campaign total. And we're gonna set $70 until the end of the month. And notice that we're paying $4.12 as our daily budget. The next option we're going to choose is location. I'm living in Galesburg, Illinois, and that's the postal code I'm going to choose. And I'm gonna target a 20 miles radius from where I live because that's the area where I want my ad to appear. I'm gonna go ahead and save. I'm not going to change the language, and the reason why is some foreign people might have their Google in a different language, but I still wanna target them. If I only choose English, I'm only targeting people that have their Google account in English. In inventory type, you can choose if your ads will appear or not in videos where there's profanity, sexual content, or violence. Since we're promoting a restaurant here, I do not see as a big deal, so I'll leave as it is. But if I had a religious gift shop, for example, I would definitely choose limited inventory. On excluded types and labels, the ones that I usually remove are live videos, embedded YouTube videos, and content not yet labeled. And the main reason is someone watching a live video probably does not want to be interrupted and leave YouTube at that moment. And if people are watching an embedded YouTube video, which is basically a YouTube video on another website, they're probably on that website for a reason, and I don't think they will leave that website because of my ad. Don't worry about conversions for now, especially if you don't have a website. I'll be explaining this in a different class. On devices, you see that you can choose between computers, mobile devices, tablets, and TVs. And there's a lot of other options that you can choose. Operating systems, device models, and you can even choose specific phone carriers. On frequency capping is where you can limit the amount of times that your ad will show up for each person. If you don't change this option, your ad can show up for the same person several times, and that's not the best use of your budget. To set this limit, you have to consider two things: impressions and views. An impression is when someone sees your ad but doesn't necessarily watch it. A view is when someone actually watches your ad and you only get charged by views. I like using one impression per day so people that have already seen my ad once doesn't get annoyed by it again. On ad schedule, you can choose days of the week that your ad will show up and also specific times. If you do delivery, for example, you can choose to show your ads only when your business is open. After setting your ad schedule, you need to choose your ad group name. An ad group is where all your videos will be placed for one campaign. It's possible to put two video ads in the same ad group and test which one is better. But we're just starting now, so we go with one ad group and one single ad. Now, I really need you to pay attention on this because this is the moment that you start realizing why I keep saying that you are the best person to run your ads. And the main reason is because you as a business owner know your ideal client better than anyone. You know their gender, age range, if they're parents or not, and sometimes you know their household income too. The top process that you have to go through when using Google and YouTube is if you put your ad in front of 100 men or 100 women, which group will have more sales? If your clients are equally split, 50-50, choose both. But if the majority of your clients are men or women, here you can choose to who to show up. And this is very important, especially if you have a low budget. So in this scenario, pretending I'm a restaurant owner. So for me, it doesn't really matter if they're men or women. Our next segmentation option is audiences. And for audiences, I want you to consider the following image. Google will give you audiences based on how close they are from a purchase decision. And at the beginning, you'll be mostly working with demographics, affinities, life events, in market. My recommendation is always choose the ones closer from the purchase decision. In another video, I'll show you how you can create custom intent audiences. So in this example, as a restaurant owner, I'm gonna focus on affinities, life events, or a market audience. I think all of these options make sense for my business. Another type of segmentation that we can choose is keywords. Keywords is what people are actually typing on YouTube looking for something. And arguably, one of the best times for you to show up is when people are searching for a product or service. So I'm gonna ignore keywords at this point. But if I was doing Italian food, Mexican food, which is more popular in the US, I would definitely choose keywords. On topics, you can segment by categories of videos. Every video uploaded on YouTube has a category. And here on topics, you can find each one of them. And from a restaurant owner perspective, there are a few topics here that I would remove from my campaign. While you're creating campaign, you can only add topics, but later on, I'll show you how you can exclude them. On placements, you have another very interesting segmentation option. And you're able to show your video ad targeting specific channels, videos, lineups, websites, or even apps. Make sure you choose at least 20 channels and focus on videos and lineups with a lot of views. All you have to do here is search for a word and then choose what best fits your business. After setting all the segmentation options, we're ready to set bidding. The bidding is the maximum value that you are willing to pay for a view. I usually choose between 2 and 10 cents. And the logic that you need to use here is if your product is more expensive, you want to get closer from 10 cents. If it's cheaper, you can get closer to 2 cents. And even 1 cent is an option too. In the right side of your screen, you can see that Google is giving you an estimate of how many impressions you would get. Always try to use a large number, but if you are in a small town, that's fine if your number is not that high. And now, the last thing we will do is create your video ad. You're gonna copy and paste the link of your YouTube video here, and you're going to choose skippable in-stream ad. In final URL is where you can set where people will be taking after they click on your ad. In the beginning of this video, I mentioned that if you do not have a website, you can still run YouTube ads. And here is where you enter an Instagram page or a Facebook profile. You can even use your Google My Business page too. It needs to be a page where your phone number and address are listed so people can get in touch with you or they can get directions to your location. But if you have a website though, I recommend you to use it because it'll be better. Don't forget to specify a call to action, put a headline, and if you click on preview ad, you can see how it looks like. I want to start my video really simple, and if I give you a lot of information right now, you'll be confused. So I think it's better if we do piece by piece. And what I really want you to do is create your Google Ads account. And even if you do not have a payment method, you can still do it and you can create all these campaigns. As you've seen, it's not exactly easy. It's a lot of information, it's a lot of options. The more you do, more use it you will get to this tool, and the easier it will be from now on. So that's my homework for you. I hope you enjoyed my first video lesson. I'm sorry about all the pronunciation errors. I'm trying to get better as we go. And if you like this video, please post it in the comments. And even if you didn't like it, please post it in the comments too. And if you help me, everyone will gain from this. So click on the like button, post in the comments, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another video.